right, welcome back to Slip Joint Display. Today we are looking at a Great Eastern Cutlery 15 in rough cut Osage wood. This is knife number 152121. Let's get into the model. So the Great Eastern Cutlery 15 is a small jackknife, sometimes single blade, sometimes two blade. These were first released in 2012. I think that release was the first release of the Huckleberry boy's knife. So the 15 is often labeled as a boy's knife just being a small jackknife that would be given to a boy who'd come of age and was ready to start carrying a knife. So it's almost like a starter knife. In the story of Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn, I think his sister buys him a Barlow for, or a boy's knife for 12.5 cents. And as the story goes, he was so excited by it that he said it shook him to his foundation. But the boy's knife aspect of this is a popular one, and the Great Eastern Cutlery 15 is an extremely popular model. A lot of people love these things, and they're highly sought after and very collected in the community. Oddly, it's not my favorite model. It's really not. It's a little bit too small for me. It does fill the hand okay, but it's a little bit not enough knife for me. But I still appreciate it. This wasn't the first one that I got. When I got into slip joints, these have come out in clip points, and the clip point 15 was a grail of mine. Like I wanted one, and I wasn't mixed into the community enough and spending enough money to be able to get one of the older ones. So I waited, and when they were re-released, I picked up a clip point 15. And when I got it, the action on it was light, and I realized how small the knife was, and I really wasn't in love with the model, so I ended up moving it on a trade. I believe sometime later I picked up this one, and I guess just the aesthetic spoke to me, and it hung around. I really appreciate the look of the whole knife. The way, the patina with the aged extended bolster, and then the rough cut Osage wood. This wood I really like. I really like the look of it. Look at that. That just looks great. Here's an example of Osage wood that's not rough cut, just so you have an idea. Now, as far as Osage wood is concerned, Osage wood or Osage orange, it is a wood that I believe is native to the U.S. It's been in the U.S. for a long time, and it's a highly, highly valued wood, very strong, fairly heavy wood, and has a decent amount of history in the country. The Native Americans used to consider it a highly valued wood. They would make bows out of it, and they would use it for tomahawks and clubs. But they valued it so much that they would battle over territories that were heavily populated with Osage trees. I mean, they would actually fight over the areas. When the early settlers got here, they would plant Osage hedges and use them as fencing. They would, like a foot apart, and within a few years, they had a fence there that would help keep their livestock in. There's a saying that I read: horse high, bull strong, and hog tight. Osage, Osage wood has big, heavy thorns on it, and that would play into the tree being used for that purpose. Still, I also read about the farmers weaving the limbs together more tightly in a technique called plashing. So, that is what that is. But good, really good wood, been around for a long time. So yeah, it's interesting. But this rough cut, I can't get enough of that. I mean, again, just the way it sits with the aesthetic of the whole knife. There's your tube. Barlow, no bullshit. Let's have a look around the knife. You know, before I got my first 15, I didn't realize the size of them. So under 3-inch blade, 2-inch cutting, and 3.5 handle, something like that. There was a fella in the community that I know that's heavy in the slip joints and, you know, isn't new to it. And not that long ago, he got a 15 for the first time. And I talked to him about it. And he was like, it's too small. I didn't realize how small it was. And like I said, I didn't either. I almost feel funny doing the measurements on this. But, you know, if I didn't know and he didn't know, maybe other people don't know. We are not quite flush at half. Let's have a look. Do we have a gapping in there? I'm not sure if it's showing. Yeah, a couple grains of sand. I knew there was some in there, but not much. I mean, other than that, this looks pretty good the entire length. Some of these pins are proud. You can see there. I'm not sure if it's always been that way or if the wood has shrunk. The start of the bolster sticks up a little bit. I'm not sure that I haven't had some shrinkage in this wood. Although, well, I was going to say I would think that I would see it with these liners, but maybe I'm seeing it a bit. Still, none of that bothers me. I mean, the bolster sticking out a little bit, the pins being proud, I don't care about any of that. That's fine with me. And in fact, I mean, I just look at it and think to myself, it makes the knife more interesting. The action on this particular model is really good. I wouldn't want the pull to be any harder. And the snap is good. You know, for the size knife that it is, I wouldn't want it any heavier. It is pinchable. You got to work for it a bit, but it's pinchable. And then, of course, you got the long pull. Let's look here. Not quite a strike down the middle, but it's close. Not proud. Yeah, they did a good job with these. I appreciate the profile of the knife. Like I said, the 15 is a really, really popular model. A lot of people love it a whole lot. Let's look at that wood. Let me do a size comparison. Here is a 71, just so you can see. Yeah, 71's got it, absolutely. '71's got it. Got an 86 in my pocket. So here it is against an 86. So you can see, I mean, the difference in the size of the knives. 86 is quite a bit larger, longer, deeper blade, just a more substantial knife. Still, though, a lot of people really appreciate the 15. And if it's your thing, it's your thing. I can dig it. The historical aspect, the boy's knife aspect. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to get rid of this thing. I think it's going to be around. I've thought about removing the patina and starting over. I've got some spotting there on the blade that I don't like. You can see it there. I don't know. I think if I heavily patina the blade, that'll just become part of the patina that's there. But I have thought about cleaning this blade off and starting over. I'm not sure, though. I mean, my process for doing that is I put a compound on the blade and then I scrub it off. Not Flitz. It's a different compound than that. And when I do that, the finish that I'm left with is somewhere between satin and mirrored. So And I don't mind the finish that it leaves. I think it takes a patina after that really well. Not quite as good as satin, but plenty good enough. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll do that. I think this would look good with a blade that's even more patina than this one. You know, just a heavy, dark patina on there, I think would look really good with this bolster and this rough cut wood. It's just my thoughts on it. I don't know. What do you guys think? What's your experience with 15s? Do you have one? Did you have one? Do you stay away from them because they're too small, or do you love them because of the size or the historical aspect? Get down in the comments. Let us all know. I'll see you guys on the next video.